Hi, welcome to our presentation at DITAWORLD 2023. In this session, you'll learn how EY uses DITA to drive the evolution of EY global assurance knowledge. First, some introductions. Shannon?
Thanks so much, Brian. I'm Shannon Waida, and I am part of the Business Product Management team for Global Assurance Digital Implementation at E&Y. I've worked on a variety of digital knowledge platforms in my tenure, but my expertise is knowledge and global content publishing. I lead the global publishing team for the core accounting, auditing, and financial reporting content for E&Y. I have been instrumental in developing several innovative publishing processes, which have improved the quality, efficiency, and security of the content. As we look to the future, we continue to make innovations to get the right content to the right place at the right time. The foundation of that development rests on the content repositories that we continue to improve today. Over to you, Brian.
Okay, and I am Brian Scordinsky, part of EY's Client Technology Organization, where I lead technical product development and delivery for CT platforms, supporting global assurance knowledge, including EY Atlas. Before my current role at EY, I was part of our technology consulting AI practice, where I helped our clients improve their enterprise search and implemented AI chatbots to improve employee day of job productivity. So we have an action-packed agenda for you. We have a lot of content that we'll be covering, where we'll be showing you some of the key features of our Adobe AM Guides implementation we custom built. And we'll take you through our journey our team embarked on a couple years ago. We'll leave you with our thoughts for the future vision of knowledge management and where it's headed. But first, we would like to show you a short clip for some background on EY Atlas to help set the stage and give you some context. Without further ado, EY Atlas.
In a complex and demanding regulatory environment, adhering to accounting standards is vital. You need reliable sources of up-to-date information on the changes that may affect your business. You need trusted intelligence. EY Atlas Client Edition is a leading-edge global research platform for accessing accounting and financial reporting content. It provides the most relevant and up-to-date information, including external standards, EY interpretations, and thought leadership. Easily find content that's relevant to you. Explore by accounting topic or industry through an intuitive interface allowing you to search and navigate faster and better. Get on-demand access on any device and tablets, at any time of the day, whether in the office or on the move. Enhance your understanding of regulatory implications on your business. Staying up to date in a dynamic regulatory environment doesn't need to be hard. Simplify the research process by accessing the information you trust anytime, anywhere with EY Atlas Client Edition. Perform financial reporting with confidence and help build a better working world.
All right, so here's some background on EY Atlas. Shannon?
Thanks, Brian. In the previous video, you saw information about EY Atlas subscription for clients. EY Atlas is the gateway to EY knowledge. EY Atlas is a cloud-based platform for accessing and searching accounting and financial reporting content. It is part of a suite of flagship assurance delivery tools used daily by EY practitioners for methodology, enablers, and guidance. The foundation of all EY knowledge displayed in EY Atlas is the content management system. Adobe AEM is next in the line of content management platforms utilized by this content for over 20 years. Each content management system enhances the publishing capabilities of the previous one. As you can see on the right side of the slide, Atlas user space is more than just auditors. Although we do have over 85,000 auditors using it today, there are also over 26,000 clients using it, and that number continues to grow. Professional practice has 580 users, which includes content owners, content managers, and publishers from 42 countries. This is the group that produces the majority of the knowledge that resides in Atlas today. There are also approximately 210 regulators and 40 GCO. Although a small number in comparison, it is actually an extremely important group from a regulatory perspective. There's also around 110,000 users from other service lines who use Atlas as well.
So looking at our content ecosystem from left to right, we have a global content organization of almost 600 people that are creating, editing, and publishing all of our global knowledge for consumption by our engagement teams and clients, all of which is under regulatory review, ensuring compliance at every step. Given the quality and security standards we need to have for our knowledge documentation, we have implemented EY Atlas as a robust, scalable platform powered by EY Fabric, which enables AI and integration to our other client technology tools and assurance, EY Canvas and EY Helix. Our award-winning technology platform enables speed for our business to turn on a dime with agility and ability to publish knowledge globally 24/7 in order to meet the demands we have in serving our clients. Example, COVID, where EY Atlas was pivotal to providing timely, authoritative guidance on an evolving situation, keeping all of our 200,000 plus practitioners informed. When we think about what's underneath the hood for Atlas, we'll talk about the logical architecture. And so here's a view into our logical architecture where you can see how our various content collections are housed in our CMS, which is Adobe Experience Manager with AEM Guides. The content makes their way for consumption by EY Atlas and other downstream apps through a series of API integrations. All page content we have is stored in DITA XML format with a custom schema to go along with various templates we have for our different types of EY content, such as our methodology, our thought leadership, our interpretation and enablers. AEM leverages the DITA Open Toolkit with custom plugins we built to support the complex workflows and output processing that we need. A key item to note is that we have a full preview environment and a full live environment represented, where publishers can do their changes in preview and see what their work in progress content looks like rendered on our app, and also in search before pushing their changes to live for broader end user consumption. This enables rigid quality review control gates, since it is a replica copy process from preview to live when publishers release content. From the stats, you'll notice some matrix math. When we talk about the number of documents being rendered, it considers combinations of channel tags that are applied to the content specific for a location, also called jurisdiction, language tags, and product line tags.
The data sources for Atlas content are varied and numerous. There's over 20 that we have today. Some of them are internal sources, such as EY GAM, which is our methodology, forms and templates, enablement materials. And then there's other EY guidance, such as accounting and financial reporting content, EY interpretation and thought leadership related to US GAAP and international GAAP, and other service line content. From an external perspective, we have a number of third-party content included in our Atlas suite, including FASB, IFRS, Thomson Reuters, AICPA, PCAOB, to name some of the big ones. But beyond those, we have a number of other global and local external content stored in Atlas today. Over to you, Brian.
Thanks, Shannon. So AEM does all the heavy lifting for all our content operations and also maintains all of the metadata that goes downstream to power our search experience, and eventually will feed into large language models to enable generative AI chat experiences. DITA provides an intelligent representation of our content in our editing tools, enabling all of our publishing features we need to maintain our knowledge with version control, audit trail, and security built in. DITA also provides us intelligence embedded in our content so that downstream apps can easily query it and filter for relevant content, which makes information retrieval more efficient and semantically smarter. LLMs think in data, where data is not just a component of AI, but instead data and AI are intermixed. To be really successful with AI, you need to understand the connection between the data you have and the problems that you're trying to solve. DITA offers the code for being the code for AI. EY Atlas is part of our NEON initiative, where EY is spending more than $1 billion over the next couple of years focused on EY assurance technologies to incorporate integration and AI into all of our products to yield higher quality audits and be able to respond rapidly to changing expectations from our regulators, governments, standard setters, audit committees, and boards.
We're going to spend some time focusing on a couple of our more innovative content management solutions. One of them is what we call blending. Blending allows baseline content to include local content for each channel while still protecting the source content, which we call baseline. Today, we have the ability to add, hide, and replace content on both the document and the element level. So, for example, even at the paragraph or as low as a table row or table cell within blended collections. We call this process localization. Localization enables local countries to modify parts of the baseline document while still seamlessly receiving baseline updates around those localizations. Each channel, country, or area has a variation of the global content combined with their own localizations or customizations to create a single experience for the end user. As you can imagine, the publishing system that manages both the content and the permissions around this content is intricate and complex. Blending happens in AEM, but the localization work is done in Oxygen XML. Blending can be done on multiple channels on the same document simultaneously without there being any issues when it publishes. Blending started out as a single collection, and today we have 18 blended collections, and that number is steadily growing. And those collections are shared from the global channel to multiple countries. Today we have over 8,000 total documents in the blended collections, and we have about 11,500 localizations and translations by over 40 countries. Blending payoff. What is the blending payoff for all this complex content management that we developed? Blending and localization has multiple positive impacts on the business. I'm going to talk about 3 of them today. First, we have quality. Blending ensures that baseline content remains intact while allowing users to put their own local content in the repository. There's no need to copy the baseline into their local content, so that allows them to keep the baseline always up to date. The blending and localization system has guardrails in place to protect that quality. Efficiency. Blending and localization allows a small group of publishers, less than 70, to maintain regulatory reviewed documentation while adhering to enforced standards. Blending prevents extra work, updating the baseline content multiple times. Agility. Localization requests are not centralized today and are at the discretion and timing of local business needs. Content can be updated anywhere at any time, which enables timely updates. This is a screenshot of the UI of blending. As you can see in the screenshot, the baseline document is located on the left side of our customized localization panel, and it has the document navigation above it. On the right-hand side, you have the ability to create localizations by area and channel. The localizations can be seen both individually, called out on the right-hand side of the customized localization channel, as well as on the left-hand side of the localization panel in context with the baseline document. This is the UI of the front end of a blending snippet. In this screenshot, you can see how the document with the localization displays. The baseline content is visible surrounding the localization, and the localization is called out so the user knows if there is content related to their specific channel in this document. As you're watching the video about a blending demo, you will quickly see the customizations we did to protect the quality of the content during the updating process, which also allows us to provide an audit trail. What you're seeing initially is the creation of a project to localize content. The project is a core functionality developed to publishing our content. It is the container to reserve the content while the publisher moves the content through the editing and publishing process. Different areas of publishing, such as translation, DiffMerge, and others, all have different projects and workflows to control the publishing process. The video overall shows the life cycle of a publishing project. Content is selected, added to a project, and new content is created, in this case, localization. You can see that you are picking your area and channel. They're finding a location within their document to create it, and then they'll pick the type of localization they want to do. Once they've done this, this document is now added to AEM in that project. And you have the ability within Oxygen to go ahead and make the changes you want to make in this document. So there's the localization that was completed, and you can see that it's in the publishing project. From here, you have the ability to edit the metadata. Once it's done, the content is then published to preview for validation by the content owners. When it's been approved, they can then start a workflow to publish it to live. When it's completed, you can see, again, the baseline content with the localization around it, and you see that in other channels, that localization does not appear. So that localization is specific to that channel. All the features developed in this process focus on two primary objectives: the quality of the content and the security of the content. The second innovative content management solution we're going to discuss today is DiffMerge. What is DiffMerge? The DiffMerge process was a concept originally coined in our legacy CMS. There were similar import tools, although not as sophisticated, developed in prior content management systems as well. What does it do exactly? The DiffMerge process lets you import externally authored content as new versions to existing content. So what does externally authored content really mean? Externally authored content can either be third-party standards, such as IASB or FAAS content, which we've already talked about, or larger EY content authored in Word or another format, such as EY's International GAAP book. In the context of Atlas, content is heavily interlinked with thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of individual links to both the documents and the elements within the documents, as well as to links to digital assets like images, PDF, Word, Excel, and others. Due to this extensive interlinking, we cannot simply import and do a replace of the content in Atlas. If we did, these links would break and would require extensive revisions, both within this content and the other content that links to this content. The DiffMerge process was built and developed in order to maintain these extensive links. On the left-hand side, you will see a sample of the compare of the DiffMerge. The one side has the existing content and the other side has content that's being updated. On the right-hand side of the slide, you'll see the step-by-step process of a DiffMerge project. First, you start with structural compare. A structural comparison is run on the folders and objects from the import package to the existing collection structure in order to know which documents should be compared. Content differencing is next. This is a detailed comparison run of XML and XML tags within a document, and it reviews for the differences within the XML. Only the changed content tags IDs are updated in the XML. Number 3 is changes by third party. Each document that maps from the import package to an existing document in AM will be differenced. The purpose being to identify only those changes made by third-party content authors. The next step is migration. During the process, the IDs used for linking are migrated from AM to the imported content, so the link integrity will be maintained once the import is applied. The next step is called merge. Once the differencing is completed, the headings, objects, and digital assets are all merged into the collection. So that's where our merge in the title comes from. Automation is next, and this is where the merge will automatically do an assignment of WIPs and versions and place them into an edit project. Publish is the last step. Publish workflows will release all the content and digital assets into the live site. This is a short video showing how the DiffMerge will work in AM. Again, remember, this process of importing externally authored content and merging with existing content in AM is done in order to preserve linking. Like what we saw before, a DiffMerge project is created in AM, and the collection is added to the project to reserve its content and digital assets. The first workflow is to export the content out of AM. You can see the download that's happening now. The reason it's exported is we developed an offline Oxygen plugin that does the side-by-side DITmap and XML compare of the exported AEM collection with the externally authored update package. So you're going to see that here in a second, the comparison. You saw it briefly in the screenshot, but now we'll see it live. There we are. There's the side-by-side comparison of the changes. The result of the side-by-side plugin is an import package with only the changed DITA maps, XML content, and digital assets. The DiffMerge import process workflow is then started in AEM, and the import package is imported and then merged into the collection in the content tree. And you'll see that's what's being done now. At this point, the update can be reviewed in Atlas Preview, and you can see that the changes were done. The final step is to be published to live.
Thanks, Shannon. So we had to customize Adobe's AEM connector to Oxygen XML in order to help us with enabling our secure workflows and represent additional metadata we needed to surface in Oxygen, such as title and EY-friendly ID. Since AEM is the source of our content security information, we needed the connector to look up permissions and pass those to Oxygen XML for viewing content relevant for the publisher based on their particular role and project. For Friendly ID, we built another integration with AEM to perform custom API calls to maintain references between documents based on a user-defined intelligent identifier like IFRS 3, which is assigned as a tag to content and is used as a pointer to locate and establish references to target content at either document or element level. Our custom code takes care of all the checking and consistency for such references on any changes in our Friendly IDs database. For the title, for some reason, the DITA plugin was displaying GUID ID instead of our navigation title field, which would normally work in the way we wanted in AEM Base. We ended up creating an integration to fetch the appropriate metadata field from AEM so the content title would display properly in the Oxygen editor's Windows title. Lastly, for localizations, we needed to achieve proper DITA directives such as conref push in our content to be interpreted by the DITA Open Toolkit publishing engine to execute localization merges at publish time. The customizations that we made were necessary to create container objects with governance controls so that we could achieve our blending requirements, which Shannon already spoke about earlier. Next is our custom Oxygen XML plugins. We have 4 custom Oxygen XML plugins that supports our custom publishing workflows and improves our publishers' efficiency. For content labeling, we used our own custom output classes to render the markup in Oxygen and show icons for our GAM labels to visually identify and highlight which type of label was selected to improve quality over just having tag text at the insert point by itself. We also built custom tools to make working with complex DITA content objects like tables easier, and also afford us the ability to incorporate AI features into the workflow to help automatically reformat text as an example. We actually ended up building a specific tool around copying and pasting tables from Word to Oxygen. As we encountered issues with the Oxygen out-of-box features, we decided to roll our own in order to save our publishers a lot of time and effort. As I mentioned on the prior slide, we needed to insert specific instructions into the content for the DITA publishing engine to interpret in order to generate blended output. The Oxygen localization plugin provides all this functionality in the Oxygen screens, which we showed during the demo. So here's a bit about our journey. We're basically near the finish line for our implementation. It's nearly in sight. We really enjoyed the strong partnership with Adobe, working directly with their product team to work on solutions for us together. We're very, very eager and super excited to go live on our new AEM platform, where we will continue to build on it to support our NEON initiative, integrating all of our knowledge in one place seamlessly. We really appreciate all the efforts from all of our vendors supporting our program, and a heartfelt shout out to our UI technology consulting team and our UI client technology engineering teams seeing us through to launch. We see that this has been the right time to take this journey as we prepare for next steps, continuing to evolve our knowledge with DITA. So what's our future vision for knowledge management? As you probably all can see reading the headlines today, that AI will continue to dominate our daily lives, where we hear about new AI capabilities around superintelligence, new ways of AI generating information in meaningful ways, predicting a pattern with very, very limited data, and suggesting meaningful alternatives for us all to consider. When we think about how this applies to knowledge management, we really see how things that we have been focused on, such as machine learning search, maintaining better metadata, improving our content linking, gathering appropriate user context data, and enabling smarter language understanding, really have come together for us. The future is really, really bright in the KM space, and we are very excited to see what unfolds next. We know to answer what our business needs for KM, it will take a lot of work, and having a good foundation in technology such as DITA enabled by a best-in-class CMS as we have with Adobe, this continues to help us evolve at the speed which our business demands to help build a better working world. Thank you.